Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Mike Copenaber, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all at the likes of KOPESKORNER. Stoked to talk about some UFC Fight Night Vegas 63 that's going down. Kattar versus Allen. Last weekend was UFC 280, Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. We'll go through the results of last week, even though we ain't got the green light in the back, which means that we did not cash the bets that I would like to have. Co-host for the night will be my man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, former Periscope legend. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank sponsors of the show. First sponsor I'd like to thank of the show is MELIN. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald came up with in high school. Talked about how he'd have a hat line unlike anything you've ever seen. Intricate patterns, really cool details, stuff that really separates yourself from the pack. Right now, they got these really cool thermal options for if you're in the cold. Really cool, like weathered, leathered bill, dope. I believe it's a cotton material for the head to keep you real warm, or wool actually. And then the Acon Hydro edition, and then one of the hats that I got on right now is the limited edition. Then they have some of the ones that support the Park and Rec district, so you want to shout out, give them some love. Secondly, I'd like to thank is FokaiStuff.com. It's FOKAI. It's that Guamilian gear. Separate yourself from the pack. Been supporting it ever since. My big bro War Machine was sponsored by them. I used to drive down all the way to San Diego to get gear at the Undisputed Familia shop. So they have rash guards now, jerseys, beanies, doormats, baby blankets, adult blankets that are dope, fedoras. All the proceeds help the Islanders over there from Guam. They're all really good people. So shout out to Roman for giving me the chance to support. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the most important SUA Law Group, SUA Law Group, that represents one of the best criminal attorneys that there is, family law and personal injury, over here in the 805 Ventura County, California. Also, they go to Los Angeles, to go anywhere that the cops and the DA are being square. They do not like corruption, and Brandon Sewell is one of the best dudes to ever do it. So shout out to Brandon Sewell for making it possible for me to go live here on StreamYard. With that said, my man, Mr. B, the co-host for the night, has got something hidden behind his little camera here. I'm sure it's rainbows and glitters from all that Sugar Sean shit that I talked about. I'm gonna call you. Give me like some funfetti cake behind that camera right now.
Nah, man.
You better not have no rainbow hair on, bro.
Nah, I don't got no rainbow hair on. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that. That's going over the line. That's going over the
line. How you doing over there, man? How's everything going?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Fam's good, Weather's been kind of iffy, but all right.
What's the weather? What's the weather over there, man?
We had some rain. We've had about 2 days of rain. Okay. We had like a warm
the streets get dirty over there the first rains. Like your
sometimes depending on where it's at. Yeah,
ours does.
Yeah, if we got like a good amount of rain, then yeah, things will get crazy. But for the most part, it was okay. But yeah, man. Then we had like a warm day, which was really weird. Yeah, temperature kind of went up, and then it got cold back again. Yeah,
we had one of those warm days in between a bunch of little cloudy, gloomy days. So things seem to be like getting a little bit better, a little bit colder, thankfully, because we were using our AC for so long over here in Southern California. But with that said, man, we're going to talk about UFC bets. And with last weekend was UFC 280, Oliveira versus Makhachev. Man, this was a tough one for me, B. After cashing 3 or 4 of a leg of the Abu Dhabi parlay and then getting it just straight jack from me, cashing Bilal Muhammad and then having that basically only take away the loss. Man, this event, it was like we called so many, B, and then there's just one of them that hurt me. It's like one of them that just bites you in your ass,
Yeah, I hear you, man.
So
I hear you.
With that said, we threw down on let me get to it. The Abu Dhabi parlay had Makhachev, it had Nurmagomedov, it had
I think you have Furo. Yeah, Furo on there?
Yes, we had Furo. Oh no, Kale Rosa. Sorry, we had Kale Rosa. We had Makhachev, and we had Nurmagomedov. And the final leg was Peter Yan for a plus 195. I mean, I never felt so sure as I was watching the fight that we won the fight. I was counting the one plus 195 already. And I already had the tweet ready for the celebration because I kept, after seeing Mika, tweet Rosa won, Makav won, Nurmagomedov won, which you weren't even sure with Godzi. I felt really confident about that. And then we go in there with Jan, which I felt more confident, and he ends up fucking losing. So negative $100 there. Then I end up winning $115 on Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad. Fucking cashed that bet. We called that over Sean Brady, right, B?
Yep. Yes, we did.
That plus 115 only gets you up to plus $15 at that moment. And then I end up losing on Manon Fiorot. We bet her TKO KO. She ended up winning unanimous decision. I thought she'd win as well. I didn't want to pay the steep number on her. I picked her inside distance at plus 350, so that's a negative 1 unit. So, we're talking about negative 1.85 units now. And then TJ Dillashaw, I thought that he'd have a chance. He ended up going in there injured. Pretty much a waste of $100. So negative 1.85 units, not the normal for the show, but just to be transparent, we lost $185, 1.85 units after the shit show or the domination that we've been doing. It's rare to see the green light in the bat not there be, but it hurts if Jan won, we would have won,
I hear you, man. I hear you, but if somebody came through. Somebody came through. You know what I mean? I try to warn y'all. Somebody came through.
You didn't even
came through.
There's no way you thought he won that fight.
Look at that kick. Look at that. Look at that knee. Ooh, devastating.
It's funny when they only want. When it only matters when they want it to matter. If you and I have the guy who's been controlled on the ground, 6+ takedowns been landed on him, we would have lost that bet. It doesn't matter if we landed a knee, a punch. We would have lost it. It would have been for sure a loss for you and me. Either way, it's a loss. It sucks major balls that Sugar Sean ended up pulling that off. And it's not that I don't like him. Versus Jan, I don't like him at all. And I just still don't believe that he won it. And it is what it is. But it's still
it's an odd fight. It's an odd fight how you judge it. I definitely agree. I was with Sean, but damn, man, Sean did outstrike Jan, but Jan did pull out more of an MMA style game.
Dude, he had Sugar Sean huffing and puffing on his back on the floor. You could see him gasping in that humid weather that it was over there. So it is what it is. I'm man enough to say when I was wrong. It wasn't like I did some Dominic Cruz disrespect on the dude. I just don't like the rainbows, butterflies, and all that stuff. It is what it is. He's gonna get it. I'm gonna get my money back at some point. B, you know, when he faces the upper echelon, he's in big trouble, and we'll be there. We'll be there.
I hear you, man.
Either way, Islam Makhachev looked absolutely phenomenal. That wrestling ended up being there. That I was scared of, and like I said, my brain said Islam, my heart wanted Charles, and that's where love for fighters really does hurt you, and have to try to eliminate those type of bets from the game because I rarely do it, but that one's kind of snuck through there, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
but either way, with that said, we got fight night Kattar versus Allen this weekend, which should be a decent one. I mean, there's not a ton of names on here, but there's enough excitement to get me going.
Word.
But this card's going down on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys set your clocks accordingly so you don't miss it, because you never want to be that guy who thinks that you were ready for the time zone and you were not. So first fight of the night is Joshua Weems takes on Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez is called C-Rod. He's 7-1. He's 24 years young, 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak, fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shout out to Milwaukee with that fucking Milwaukee Harley-Davidson factory over there. Product of Rufus Sport MMA. So his coach over there, former Pettis Academy and his little bro. I'm sure that actually, little bro's probably still there. I don't know what Anthony's doing at this moment. But Christian Rodriguez last took on JSP Jonathan Pierce, lost to unanimous decision. That was his first fight ever versus any competition, pretty much, in my opinion. And he didn't die, didn't look too bad, but just was not ready for that upper echelon. And then before that, he won Ryan McIntosh. Verbal doesn't even say what from round one. Junior Cortez on Contender Series, unanimous decision. He's taking on Joshua Weems, who's wide open. Weems, I believe, is the only one who missed weight today, right, B?
Yep, you missed weight, man.
Yep.
You missed weight by 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So Joshua Weems missed weight. I believe fined 30% of his purse. He's 10-2, 28 years old, 5'8", with a 69-inch reach on a 2-fight winning streak, fighting out of Jackson, Mississippi, from down south. He last took on Mo Miller and beat him by guillotine choke round 3 on Fury FC 65. Tiago Bello, armbar, and then he lost overhand right. He's lost a couple times overhand right, whether it was boxing and in the Contender Series. And B, I do not like tappers and I don't like nappers. I'm going with Christian Rodriguez here. The odds makers have Christian Rodriguez at a negative 400. He opened up at a negative 160, so he's been absolutely steam flocked all the way down. But I'm going with Christian Rodriguez. I think he's got a better boxing, better overall product. I feel like Joshua Weems is a little ahead of himself with this one. But what do you say about this fight, B?
Man, I gotta go with you. I gotta go with you on that one. I'm taking the same.
What up, Mel?
Same guy as well.
Long time no see. Appreciate you.
Yeah, taking Christian Rodriguez as well, man. I like Christian's kickboxing. He comes out of Rufus Sport there, so he's gonna come in with some kickboxing. He got some jiu-jitsu in his back pocket there, BJJ. Weems didn't look great on the scale. I know Weems is taking this fight on like a week's notice.
Yeah.
He kind of looked a little deflated on the scales. And I just don't, he has good wins. He has some good wins. Nothing really crazy. Pretty good skill set. Ground wise, jiu-jitsu wise, his jiu-jitsu is pretty good, but I think Rodriguez has a pretty decent defense. I think he's gonna move a lot. He got a lot of good movement, good footwork. That's gonna help him avoid some of these takedown attempts from Weems. And I think Weems is just gonna be there to get hit by Rodriguez. So I'm looking for Rodriguez to take the win there, man. No disrespect, but yeah, I'm taking Rodriguez, man.
Yeah, I think, obviously the odds makers see the same exact thing that we're seeing. I don't see any way for Weems to win that, but we shall see. Maybe the extra weight will help him. Maybe News knows what he was doing. The next fight of the night, B, is Cody Durden takes on Carlos Tilzil Mota. And if you don't know about Carlos Mota, this dude is been around the Twitter game for a long time. Twitter MMA is fucking own. I've talked to him on the MMA for Money show so many times, just years in the past on a podcast we used to do. The dude's a G. I'm stoked to see him finally get his chance here. B, you got to break this one down first before I have a love affair.
Cool, man. So, this flyweight bout here, we got Cody Durden, and Carlos Mota making his late notice fill in here.
Debut.
Yeah, debut pretty much. Yeah. Carlos Mota, 8-1, the LFA flyweight champion, if I remember correctly. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Yep. LFA champ.
Yes, sir. There you go. Tizil, 8-1, as we said, 27 years old, 5'6", 69.5-inch reach. Currently riding a 2-fight win streak where he won the flyweight title and all that ill stuff. Yeah, man. He beat this guy Rizvan Abuev, which was the title fight, by left hook. He beat Steve Merrill with a body kick and punches. Both this year, both round 1 finishes. He lost to Charles Johnson. My fault, Charles Johnson. y'all guys know about Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson is in the UFC now. That's the dude with the weird haircut. Yeah, the baldy with the shag in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a hell of a fight. Really good fight by both those guys. It was a back and forth hustle, man. But other than that, he's been around beating up folks. If you're not getting knocked out, you're getting technically beaten up by Carlos Mota. And a lot of people are really hyped to see this guy make his debut here in the UFC. Um, but he's coming in at late notice, but surprisingly, he made weight. He's going up against Cody Durden, man. And if you guys don't know about Cody Durden is a tough customer, man. 13-4-1.
D1 wrestler, right? Durden?
Yes, sir. D1 wrestler, big time, in your face style, man. 31 years old, 5'7" with the 67-inch reach out of Georgia, Covington, Georgia. Training with the America Top Team Atlanta, with Diego Lima, you know what I mean? The Diego, brother of the Douglas Lima. He's been kind of hopping back and forth between wins and losses, though, in his last 4. He beat JP Bays 1 minute 8 seconds in round 1. He lost to Muhammad Mokayev by guillotine choke in round 1, less than a minute in round 1. He beat Ari Kalang by unanimous decision, but lost to Jimmy Flick. Shout out to Jimmy Flick. He's supposed to be coming back. Thank God. I missed that guy. He had a draw with Chris Gutierrez in his debut, but then he had a crazy streak of wins, man. Some couple wins by submission, a couple wins by decision, a couple wins by KOs. He actually has a slam KO in his under his ledger, you know. Really in your face wrestling style, good submissions, always the grind style, pretty much. Really good fight here. Really good fight. This all depends on how ready Mota is, man. If Mota is clicking on all cylinders the way we've seen him and the way we feel he's gonna be in, he's coming in, he's gonna defend takedowns pretty damn well, and he's going to light up Cody Durden. But if Cody Durden is locked in the way we think Cody Durden could be locked in, it's going to be a rough fight for Mota, man. But the thing is, Cody has the takedown ability. He's going to go for the takedowns. If he can't get takedowns enough, though, he's going to lose this fight. He's going to get pieced up bad, man. And Cody's on full camp. This shit is you know what I mean? Aggressive style, but he also kind of fades in the 3rd round.
I don't know. Is it the love that I have for Mota that just wants to pick him? But it's like my brain's screaming that Durden, you bet him, because of the fact I don't like newcomer versus the not OG, but Durden's got a little more speed, you know, and so yeah, Durden's the underdog. It's like, man, I thought I'd see a pick 'em. I thought maybe that Carlos would be a negative or an underdog at the number that Cody Durden is. So that's what's crazy. Like, I don't know if it's just my love for Carlos Mota. Negative 165 right now, be plus 140 for Cody Durden.
Shit, man.
And if Cody gets the wrestling going, my boy is really doesn't have the most space to do shit.
Yeah. But if he could space out and let Durden try to engage, boy, it's going to be rough. If that man Mota clips Cody Durden, it's going to be problems. It's going to be big problems. That's the thing, man.
So Aori Quilang, he had heavy hands, correct?
Oh, yes, he does. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Well, I mean, Durden took care of him in a unanimous decision, just wrestling.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love Carlos Mota. I don't want him to be upset with me about picking him. I'm not. I like his striking. I think it's better. I just don't know if this is a little too much right now with a D1 wrestler.
Of a jump, yeah. That was my thing too.
I mean, plus 145. Well, let's see what he opened up at. He opened up at a negative 145 favorite. So I got a fire on it, B. I gotta bet Cody Durden because the numbers just don't make sense. I don't understand. I believe that Durden could wrestle for 3 rounds.
I believe so too.
Fuck.
I
So
believe so too.
man, Carlos, I love you, bro, but I hope you ain't watching this, even though you are. At some point, I gotta go, Carlo. I gotta go, Cody Durden plus 140. The numbers are speaking to me. I gotta throw one unit down at the plus 140. You open up a negative 145, and so it just makes no sense to me in that sense. So hopefully, either way, I will kind of be happy if Carlos wins, proves me wrong on that sense on this matchup, and we do love him. We'll be happy he won. But if he loses, like I just don't like the matchup, then we make money for the show, B.
Right, right.
You know. So a lot of love for Carlos Mota. I don't like. I just kind of a weird matchup for him. Just feel like I just like a little more bouts, a couple more bouts for Mota, other than a wrestler at a D1 level. But well, enough chirping on that one. That's gonna have to be the first bet of the show for Cope's Corner. The next bout of the night is Chase Hooper takes on Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia is 12-5. He called himself the Mean Machine. He's 30 years old. He's 6 foot with a 73-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight losing streak. He didn't look like he was 6 foot next to Chase Hooper. On the way.
Oh no.
He took on Mashet, who he lost by devastating counter right in round 1. Charles Ontiveros, he beat round 2, ground and pound. Me and Mr. B bet him there. We did not like Charles Ontiveros, so I don't give him any credit there. That guy's named Sideshow Bob of the UFC, and he ain't even in there anymore. And then Luis Pena is the other Sideshow Bob looking motherfucker. He lost to him unanimous decision. So this dude has lost. He's been pounded out. He's taking on Chase Hooper, the Dream, who's 11-2-1, 23 years young, 6'1", 75.5-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight winning streak, fighting out of Washington. He last took on Felipe Colares. He won by ground and pound round 3. Pretty impressive on that one. Steven Ocho Peterson, he lost unanimous decision. Peter Barrett, he won heel hook round 3. Alex Caceres, he lost to. Anytime he faces kind of a veteran, he kind of has a problem with it. But Steve Garcia, to me, is not the dude. Chase Hooper is bigger. I believe he's just as strong, if not stronger. I know his jiu-jitsu game is better. The only thing I would say is that I like Steve Garcia's leg kicks and I like his striking, but I'm going to go Chase Hooper here because I feel like this is a good volleyball throw, a lob for him because he's real popular, real good kid. Negative 300 for Chase Hooper, plus 250 comeback for Steve Garcia. I wouldn't hit on anyone taking the dog toss on Steve Garcia, but after a guy doesn't show me enough to bet against Chase Hooper, so I'm going Chase Hooper. Who do you have here, B?
Dan, I'm gonna have to stick with you on that one as well. I'm taking Chase Hooper, man. I can't see Steven Garcia winning this one, man. I can't. I'm sorry, Steve. You got heart. You got toughness. I hate your striking. I hate how you do things. You just march forward, bro. Yeah. There's no real setup to much. It's just, I'm going to take these punches.
And his body's not sharp. And what I mean by that is like, these guys are professional athletes. They have plenty of time to work out. And you just don't see like the abs, the biceps, the triceps. Not that all that matters in fighting, but it does matter in the fact of like your cardio and like the way that you're just taking care of yourself. And so I just don't believe that Steve Garcia is the level for even UFC caliber. And I'll be disrespectful as fuck when I want to be. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I just don't think he is. I'm not even sure that Hooper, besides being young, Hooper's proven himself and he's getting better every time. So I like the fact that he is getting better every time. So I'm going Chase Hooper with you, B.
Yeah, man. Taking Hooper, man.
Yep. The next fight of the night, you get to break down first, B. It is Joseph Ugly Man Holmes takes on Jun Young Park, the Iron Turtle.
Yeah, man. Let's go. So we got Joseph Holmes, man. Ugly Man Joe. 8-2.
Why do I like Joe so much? I don't know why I like Joe.
27 years old, man. 6'4" with an 80-inch reach, which is a really damn good reach for a middleweight, man.
Huge.
Representing Texas. Currently, what is he? He has a 1-fight win streak. Before that, he's been 4-1 in his last 5 fights. That's it, pretty much. Really good fighter. I give a lot of respect to him. You know what I mean? What am I talking about? Yeah, he fought Amadovsky. He knocked out Amadovsky. He lost to Jamie Pickett, which I didn't like. That was an ugly fight. Yeah. Other than that, man, he beat a lot of dudes in Fury. He was on the Contender Series where he fought Shantae Barnes, beat Barnes, Dwayne Diggs, rear naked chokes. Long guy, rangy guy, really good jiu-jitsu. Problem is, he kind of stumbles a little bit against certain wrestlers. When wrestling comes into the play, he's kind of having troubles. But when he puts his jiu-jitsu on and he putting his game on, pretty damn solid, man. Can't really argue with him. Also, his mustache game is pretty fire. But he's going up against the Iron Turtle Jung Young Park, who's 14-5, man. Another dude who's also 4-1 in his last 5 fights. 5'10" with the 73-inch reach, representing South Korea, a Korean top team. Where the Korean Zombie and Korean Superboy and a couple of other guys have trained at. He beat Eric Anders by split decision last time out. Lost to Gregory Rodriguez, standing TKO. Beat Tafon Nchukwu, John Phillips, and Marc-Andre Barrios by unanimous decisions. Hernandez, Fluffy beat him in his debut. Other than that, he's been pretty damn good. A guy with really good cardio, really good endurance. Really good endurance. May have the reach disadvantage sometimes against certain guys, but knows how to implement to get inside and pretty much fight against the cage, get the takedowns here and there, work on the ground. And sometimes he can get the finish, or sometimes he rides that out to a decision. He's only been caught by guys, who've managed to snipe him or just have slightly better skills in the jiu-jitsu department. And pretty much but this fight here, a lot of people are going for Jung Yoon Park, man. Because Jung Yoon Park is kind of proving himself. Holmes is kind of 1-1 here, somewhat. Holmes gotta avoid the inside game of Park. He has to avoid the inside game. You can't have Jung Yoon getting inside and getting waist locks and freaking clinch control and beating you up, pummeling you like he does a lot of his other opponents. You have to play it from the distance. You have to attempt to get your takedowns. Damn, man, the safe bet is to take Park, man. But with the time off and the skill set gathering, I don't know. Maybe Holmes gets this here. But considering how he's done, I might stick with Park on this one. I might take Park. I might roll with Park.
Yeah, good breakdown on that, B. This is a tough one. Very evenly matchup here. I initially read Joseph Holmes. I like him. I feel him. He's a plus. He's an underdog right now. Joseph Holmes is a plus 185, plus negative 225 comeback for Park. I don't think that Park warrants a negative 225 ever. Like ever. Like that's just in the middleweight division where things can just fucking change in one punch. I don't see Jung Young Park having that big of an edge. Do you, B?
It's probably because of the way he fights. It's the way he fights. Yeah. So that's why they give him that. It's the way he fights.
I like him too. I mean, I like the way he fights too. But it's got him knocked out and choked out 2 times in round 2.
That's very true.
So
very true.
I mean, this guy the 2 times. So 2 taps and 1 nap. And you know what that means for me, B, is that I'm going with Joseph Holmes all day. There's just I just can't do it. I don't see why I would pay negative 200 or whatever for Jung Young Park. The guy's tapped and napped multiple times. I don't see him peaking anymore. He's peaked. Joseph Holmes, I don't know what he's capable of fully. And so with that said, I'm gonna have to back Joseph Holmes on this bout
Mm.
here. I'm not gonna bet it, but I'm gonna be backing Joseph Holmes because I feel like he's being disrespected, and I feel like he is athletic enough and that he is strong enough and he's got a good overall game where he could probably end up winning a decision here versus a guy like Jun Young Park, who to me, like I said, he's good, but it's like I'm not that impressed with him, but that's
Okay,
just me, and
I heard it.
we shall see next week. Um, 1 second. All right, the next fight of the night is Andre Arlovsky takes on Marcos Rodrigo de Lima. This should be a good fight between some veterans, 37 years old versus 43 years old. Uh, excuse me. Marcos de Lima is 19-8-1, 37 years old, 6'1" with a 75-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Shout out to that Brazilian barbecue. Fights out American Top Team. I can't say enough good things about American Top Team, the training partners, the coaches. You got a lot of good looks over there. He last took on Blagoy Ivanov, and he lost the unanimous decision. Took on Ben Rothball, won by punches, standing TKO round one. Maurice Green, he beat him unanimous decision. Both those wins are kind of, and then Alexander Romanov, who we bet here, he lost forearm choke round one, and we had a submission prop bet on him for Alexander Romanov. That is, Stefan Struve's lost to OSP. This guy's tapped and napped multiple times. Roger de Lima is. He's a kickboxer when he likes to do things. But he's taking on the OG veteran, the Pitbull, Andre Arlovsky, 34-20-0, still doing the damn thing in 2022. 43 years old, 6'3" with a 77-inch reach on a 4-fight win streak, fighting out American Top Team himself, but out of a Chicago, it looks like, or he's fighting out Chicago. It says American Top Team. I don't know if there's a Chicago American Top Team, but I'm pretty sure it's the American Top Team over in Florida. So pretty much these guys have had looks at each other at some point, if that is so. Last took on Jake Collier. Arlovsky did one split decision. And Jared Vanderera, split decision. Carlos Philippe, Chase Sherman, Tom Aspinall. He got choked out by. Tom Aspinall's an absolute stud. Rosenstruck, he's been knocked out. So this is one of those weird ones where both these guys have been tapped, knocked out all over the place. Right now, the odds makers have Arlovsky at a plus 210. Negative 275 for a Marcos Rodrigo de Lima. I don't know about that, B. What the fuck? That's kind of crazy. This is a weird ass bout to bet. I'm not betting this bout at all because it's not clear as it is. Heavyweight bouts just are one punch and things could change. But I'm going Andre Arlovsky, B. I don't know why that De Lima's so favored, unless he's that good of a kickboxer that we haven't seen. What do you say, B?
Well, I don't get it either. That's why I'm taking Andre Arlovsky as well.
Gino? Appreciate you.
Yo, no disrespect. I mean, De Lima is, big. He's a big guy. He's filled out his frame. He knocked out. He got that TKO win, KO win against Ben Rothwell. One of the OGs in mixed martial arts. A guy that's pretty hard to finish. He got a finish on his last fight. All be that. Yo, he had to land that quick punch. He's gonna use his speed. I don't think you're gonna get those things over on Arlovsky anymore, man.
No.
I think Arlovsky's here and Arlovsky's ready to take another good guy, another up and coming guy, and beat him to the punch and get his decision, man. The guy got good stand up. He's understood what he can do. And he's not getting wailed on like he used to. You know what I mean? Back in the days, this guy was getting clipped because he was charging in and walling out. He's fighting a lot smarter. He's working behind his boxing pretty damn well, chipping away at legs with the chipping away with the leg kicks. I know De Lima has a big leg kick that he likes throwing from time to time. But I think Arlovsky's going to be good and ready to prepare himself for those things. And he's going to work. He's going to punch that guy up. He's going to tire him out, put his body on him, and do what Arlovsky does best. Chip away. Decision victory. Andre Arlovsky.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Plus 210, B. So I gotta throw down, man. It's too disrespectful. It's the OG versus the newer comer. The newer comer is not that gangster, in my opinion. So I'm gonna throw down one unit at the plus 210 for Andrei Arlovsky. I want Marcus Rodriguez de Lima to prove it because I'm just not. I'm not believing, and I'm not
Yeah.
buying. So
Don't get me wrong. De Lima, young guy. He's a little younger than Arlovsky, and his striking is coming together too. But I think Arlovsky just has more tools in the. You know what I
dude, he's
mean?
been around too long. It's not like he's gonna pull out a new trick for him. He ain't some new Houdini. But we shall see, man. I mean, like I said, the odds makers, they might know
Yep.
something we don't. Maybe our boy's hurt. But with that said, if they're not, and he's coming in there equal game, and he's healthy, Andrei Arlovsky, man, is the OG veteran. It's hard to count him out. The next fight of the night, you get a breakdown first. It's Roman Daldiz takes on Phil motherfucking Hall.
Oh yeah.
Boss Hall.
Yes, man. So we got the Caucasian Roman Delidze, which is one of the weirdest names. The Caucasian.
Yeah, awkward.
10-1 is
Sounds
Roman
racist. Sounds
Delidze.
racist, bro.
Word, man.
Not gonna lie. Sounds some KKK shit.
For real. 34 years old. 6'2" with the 76-inch reach out of Batumi, Georgia. Currently riding a 2-fight win streak. Where he's knocked out Kyle Dawkins. He caught him actually TKO, knees in the clinch, then the damn punches. A minute 13 in round 1. That's the fight where I thought Dawkins was gonna win. My bad, y'all.
Yeah,
and he beat Laureano Starpoli, who hasn't beaten Laureano Starpoli. He beat him by unanimous decision. His one loss is to Trevin Giles, though, which was a mixy fight, man. Where Giles was. See, that's why I don't understand about Trevin Giles, man. But Trevin Giles beat him. He beat John Allen by a split decision. And Candice Ibrahimov, he knocked him out in his debut. The guy has good grappling. He has pretty good grappling, pretty good wrestling. No, pretty good grappling in general. He can wrestle. He can also get good submission holds. But his bread and butter is his striking. Big power behind those strikes, man. Ooh. But he's going up against Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes is 12-3, making a name for himself pretty much. No hype Phil Hawes, 12-3. High level wrestler. I forgot from Iowa. I think it's Iowa. Big league wrestler out of Iowa, man. 33 years old. 6 foot with the 77.5-inch reach.
Yeah,
out of Kill Cliff Fighting Club.
D1 Iowa State.
Yes, sir. There you go. Out of Kill Cliff, which was formerly which is split from 365 Hard Knocks / Sanford MMA / Blackzilians. It's a whole. They went through so many name changes. It's ridiculous, bro. It's like the Puff Daddy of gyms, like
the Blackzilians and all that shit. We went all crazy.
Word. But his last fight, he beat Deron Wynn. Beat him with elbows. Pretty much pieced up Deron Wynn.
Mini DC got his ass beat.
For real. Chris Curtis knocked him out with the counter left. He beat Kyle Dawkins and Ashdin Imavov with decisions. He knocked out Jacob Malkoun, and he beat Kadzimurat Bestayev with the overhand right and ground and pound in minute 18 seconds in the Contender Series. Big time wrestler, but he's been switching it up and moving more better with his striking. His kickboxing game has leveled up quite a bit. It did look good against Chris Curtis until Chris Curtis knocked his lights out.
Yeah.
But the Deron Wynn fight, that was pretty, you know what I mean? But albeit though, Deron Wynn is really undersized for 185. Let's be for real. Super under. Man should move to welterweight, seriously. And so he's gonna come in here, he's gonna look to tag up, piece up on Roman Delidze. And when necessary, he's gonna use his wrestling. I feel it's necessary for him to use his wrestling against Delidze. because Delize is a big fucking guy. If you could get him to work and you know what I mean, tire him out, then you'll be able to strike with him a little bit better. But that's the big problem. Do you feel comfortable striking with a guy with that type of power who's capable of landing it if he just, you know what I mean? If he finds his opportunity, he's comfortable with just knocking you the hell out. As good as Phil Hawes has looked, it's just because, you know, the last two people he fought. Curtis knocked him out. He beat up Deron Wynn. Deron Wynn's not a big deal.
No.
With that said, as much as I want to go and say Phil Hawes may get this in the bag, I think Roman Dolidze is probably leveled up, man. Roman also trains with Extreme Couture. We got to remember that as well. And I think he's gonna have his wrestling chops with him to just defend the takedowns and just land his proper shots, man. We've seen this guy, Phil Hawes, get clipped. So if he's gonna get clipped by a guy like Dolidze, it's a wrap. I don't care. So I'm gonna take Roman Dolidze here, man.
Dude, I'm so glad that you're saying that. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like Roman Dolidze is going to be big enough, strong enough. Phil Hawes does not like when he's not the hammer, and he could be hammered against and then end up with a nail. I don't like his cardio either. He's also just a little bit outsized. He had fun with Darian Wynn, who was outsized himself, and so that's why you had that there. Right now, the odds makers have Dolidze kind of disrespected at the underdog. Plus 145, negative 1675 comeback for Philip Hawes. I mean, I'm not seeing it. And once again, odds makers opened up Roman Dolidze at a negative 135 favorite. So slight favorite. Now he's been steamed down to the disrespect that I'm talking about. Unless they see something I don't, unless there's an injury that I haven't seen, I'm throwing down one unit on Roman Dolidze at plus 145 because the numbers there, the underdog, I feel like his size. I feel like he has a chance to win this, and we shall see next week, Humby.
Yes, sir. Yes, we
but
will, man.
The next fight should be absolute madness in the sense of Khalil Roundtree is in the house taking on Dustin Jacoby. Khalil, the war horse, Roundtree's 10-5, 32 years old, 6'1" with a 74-inch reach on a 2-fight win streak fight out of Syndicate MMA. This motherfucker snatches souls when he wants to take fucking their lives. He last took Carl Roberson's whole entire life with hooks and body kicks in round 2. Modestas Bukaskas sidekick into the knee and snapped his whole tib fib and whole fucking knee structure in round 2, and people were crying all about it. He has taken a couple L's here. Marcin Perchocnio, unanimous. Ion Kulaba, elbows from Mountain round 1. Kind of wishy-washy, but dude, the dude's so athletic, so mean. When he goes in there and in the pocket, in the clinch, he means fucking business. He's taking on a dude, kind of an OG veteran, and Dustin Jacoby, who calls himself the Hanak. He's 18-5-1. He's 34 years old, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach on an 8-fight win streak. Fight out of Factory X Muay Thai, Denver, Colorado. Elevation at that, so he should have good cardio, especially being a somewhat wrestler. Last took on Daong Jung, won by right cross round 1. McCall Olzolchek, he won unanimous decision. McCall was a little undersized. John Allen won unanimous decision, another guy undersized. Darren Stewart. This dude's been on a whole entire roll. Also a kickboxer too. I said a wrestler earlier. He's actually a kickboxer. And so right now the odds makers have Dustin Jacoby at a favorite, one negative 175, plus 145 comeback for Dustin Jacoby. Maybe it's the kickboxing, maybe it's the slight size, but when it comes to athleticism, when it comes to strength, when it comes to power, when it comes to bruteness, when it comes to if these two motherfuckers met in the alleyway, I feel like Khalil Roundtree would smash the fucking lights out of Dustin Jacoby. I don't know if it's just maybe recency bias. I don't know if it's just the fact that he's just been so devastating in his last bouts, B. Maybe he could talk some sense into me, but I'm going Khalil Roundtree, B.
Wow.
You heard it.
Damn, son. So we're gonna have another one of these. You gonna go against my boy?
I hope
you see
so.
What happened the last time you tried to go against my boy? My boy knocked out his homie and he knocked out his opponent in like a minute, right?
Live.
He knocked out that dude. Down Jung. That Jung got knocked out like under a minute. Was it? Was it? Nah, the other dude. The other guy. Down Park. That's Park.
Sorry.
Down
There's
Jung.
two of them,
Yeah.
huh? There's two of them. That's crazy.
Yeah. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am gonna say something. I am afraid about this one. I am afraid about this one with my guy Justin Jacoby. I am gonna ride the wave that is Justin Jacoby. I am again. I never moved from Dustin Jacoby.
Black on white crime coming.
Have you noticed this since you've had me on and we've been doing this? I never moved from Dustin Jacoby.
It's disgusting.
I have not moved. Nope. And he continues to show me why. The man is good at kickboxing.
Yeah.
However, this is going to be one of the scariest fights for Dustin Jacoby.
The first round, he's going to shit bricks.
Because Khalil Roundtree is looking like a student of Cobra Kai right now. No mercy.
No mercy.
Sweep the leg.
Kill everybody.
No mercy, bro. Like, yo, the Modestas Bukowskis got his whole MCL, ACL destroyed. His whole knee, as you said, the whole knee structure went kaput with that kick. Then freaking Carl Roberson, you literally heard the thuds that came off those strikes, man. God damn, did he put the murderous beating on freaking Carl Roberson. Roberson should have never been in that fight, man. God damn. And I think, man, Dustin Jacoby has to protect himself. He has to protect himself. He has to protect those legs. He has to get himself from not fighting at certain angles where those Muay Thai techniques take full advantage. You know what I mean? This is the thing with Khalil Roundtree. He's harnessed himself in that Muay Thai style of fighting now. So he's going to throw a lot of techniques that people aren't going to see, never seen before, opponents never quite been used to. And because of that, because of those things, people ain't going to be prepared for them. People aren't prepared for those awkward strikes and all those things. And Jacoby got to get in there, and Jacoby got to strike and try to outpace him, do what he does, and that's outwork his opponents. The other thing with Khalil Roundtree, man, is where is he mentally right now? Where is he mentally? Because sometimes we see him start good and be kind of awkward, you know what I mean? Where he's starting all right, but then he's taking like mental laps, and then he's fighting like he doesn't know where he is. But in these last two fights, this man's looked like a murderer. So with that said, I think he's going to come in with that mindset. He's going to look to put a beating. Jacoby can't leave his chin hanging out there. He got to be careful with his body as well, because those round kicks that Khalil Roundtree throws are nasty. He's also developing a really good body game where he's attacking with the punches, shots to the body. Yo, and he's super explosive. We got to think about those too. But as I said before, riding the wave with Dustin Jacoby, I think Jacoby could get it done. Will it be by TKO? But I think a close decision fight could go in either way. But if I really think about it, fight might not even go the distance, man. I'll be shocked if it goes the distance. But I'm taking Dustin Jacoby, man.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts to hear you say such things. But yeah, dude, I'm definitely gonna be going with my boy Khalil Roundtree. The dude gives motherfuckers nightmares for the rest of their life. So
it's gonna be. I hate to be either one of those guys, man. I hate to be either one of those guys in this
fight of the night. You get a breakdown first. Trishawn Gore takes on Josh Friend.
Oh my God, this fight too, man.
This is gonna be a good one. This is a tough one because we love Gore, but I'm conflicted. B.
I hear you, man. Trishawn Gore, man, 3-2. A dude who was supposed to be on a contender series, man. We had great hopes for this guy, man, but this guy, we don't know what's going on with this guy right now.
No, he's all
Tresean
over the
Gore,
place.
man.
He's
For
been training
real.
with all. Have you seen his Instagram? It's all over the place. Benson Henderson, and then fucking over Charles Oliveira, and then I mean I can't figure out where the fuck he's even training.
Nah, man, he's just been taking looks, just a bunch of different looks, man. But yeah, Mr. Vicious, Tresean Gore, 28 years old, 6 foot tall with a 75-inch reach. Currently riding 2 losses, man, representing the Carolinas. He not knocked out by Cody Brundage, his last fight. Still upset about that one. And Brian Battle, he lost unanimous decision. Other than that, Ultimate Fighter, he got that finish against Gilbert Urbina. He had the unanimous decision over Ryan Newman, where he fought pretty well. Then he had his other fights, the other 3 fights there. Submissions. He had a submission, a split decision, and a doctor stoppage. Then he had his good amateur wins. Guy could strike. He has big power, really good. He's polishing his technique. Let's not say really good technique. If he was more refined, I think he'd be very scary. He has a crazy power and a lot of potential, but things just are not shaping up for him, man. And I know he has a jiu-jitsu background as well because he trained with Diego Lima at ATT a little bit. Actually, no, for some time now. But he's going up against Josh Fremd, and Fremd is a monster, man. The big yins, man. Josh Fremd, 9-3-0, LFA, big time LFA, title contender. 28 years old, 6'4" with the 76.5-inch reach, out of Pennsylvania, Connellsville. Currently on a 1-fight losing streak, but that was against Fluffy Hernandez. Beat Joel Ballman in FAC, rear naked choke round 2. Renato Valente, he beat that man unanimous decision. Got knocked out by Rodriguez. I remember seeing that fight. Still amazes me. Bruno, and then he had that 5-fight win streak where he was just beating up people. Only one decision, and it was a split decision. Other than that, this man is a really crafty kickboxer. Trains in there in Factory X. Was it Mark Montoya and them? And he's also a training partner with Cody Brundage and a couple of these other guys here, man. Actually, no. Is it Factory X he was training with? Is it Factory X or is he training with the Kraus boys? One of the two. But that's the thing that I'm very confused about because, if Brundage knocked this man out, then Fremd is definitely going to find a way to get him. And Fremd can wrestle. Fremd has a little bit of wrestling and a little bit of grappling.
That's what I like to hear.
So it's like, bro, you want to look at Gore and you're like, damn, Gore, you could probably get the looks and get what you need to get. But how much fucking improvements can you really make after you had these 2 losses and then you're going up against a guy like Fremd? This is tailor-made for Fremd. You would think it's tailor-made for Gore, but no, this is tailor-made for Fremd.
Yep.
Fremd came in and had a close fight with Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy just outpaced him in the grappling department. You don't think Fremd could get the grappling on Gore?
Dude, what's crazy is people forget that Fremd, his debut was a main event for sorry, I lied. So he fought Gregor Rodriguez in the one LFA one.
Yeah, in LFA, the main event there. Yeah,
I thought it was UFC for some reason, but I'm a fucking idiot.
No, but yeah, he fought Fluffy Hernandez, and that fight was pretty damn good. I don't think Tresean's gonna really be able to grapple like that. Brian Battle managed to out-grapple Tresean Gore. I could see Fremd going in there and doing the same thing, and that's the ugliest part about it. So, shit, I want to say, Gore, you probably got this one in the bag, man. But Fremd got a reach, and Fremd could grapple. I'm sorry, big, Gore, man.
And big.
I'm sorry, man. We gotta go Fremd, man. I gotta go Fremd here.
Hey, when V is picking the same thing that I'm feeling, that we're automatically betting it because I got Josh Fremd. I love Tresean Gore. If you go back to every single show that we've had past that we've talked about Tresean Gore, Me and Mr. B have talked highly of him. We talked highly about his Ultimate Fighter experience. We like his grandmother coming to visit him in the dreams. Been backing him each and every way that I could. Even backed him when he lost. And so I gotta part ways when you need to part ways, just like a bad relationship. And I'm going with Josh Prem here. I'm gonna be betting it actually because I felt like it was worth it. Negative 160 plus 135 comeback for Tristan Gore. I'm throwing down $160, 1.6 units on Josh Prem to do the damn thing because I just don't feel like Tristan Gore is just going to have like a lot of advantages. And so, with that said, I have to go with my gut, and that's Josh Prem. And we shall see
Yeah.
next week, B. But we do love Tristan Gore. So, either way,
Right,
one of the
man.
ones will be happy if he does win. The next fight of the night is one that not a lot of people know about. It is Waldo Cortez Acosta takes on Jared Vandereren. Jared is 12-9. He called himself the Mountain. 30 years old, 6'4" with the 80-inch reaches on a 4-fight losing streak, though, fighting out of Hemet, California. He lost to Chase Sherman last punches round 3 in a phenomenal fight. Alexei Olenek, neck crank from Scarfold round 1. He pretty much gave the takedown and the neck crank and Scarfold to Alexei Olenek for us to cash here on Cope's Corner. So appreciate that. Lost to Andrei Arlovsky, split decision. Alexander Romanov, ground and pound round 2. The dude's all over the place. He does have heart. He makes every single fight exciting. And when he wins, he does, to me, want to win by punches, either standing or ground and pound type punches. No jiu-jitsu, really, no submissions that I can really talk about. But he is fun to watch, is Jared. He's taking on a new guy that no one really knows about here, is the salsa boy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, who's 7-0. 31 years old, 6'4" with a 78-inch reach on a 9-fight win streak, fighting out of Arizona. He has a boxing base, loves boxing, has a jiu-jitsu as well. I like the all-around skill set that he has. He last took on a guy in the Canadian series, won by punches round 1, Danilo Suzart, and then Thomas Peterson. He won by punches round 3 in LFA 129. This dude pretty much wants to win by domination, devastation, and punches. Number 1 out of the USA Southwest, number 1 out of Arizona, number 2 of the whole United States for pro heavyweights. And that usually doesn't happen often unless you're pretty spectacular. I like this Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think that he's the real deal in the heavyweight. I feel like he's mean. Unless Jared Vanderera pulls out some veteran skills, or I'm not quite sure. I got Acosta here by domination, devastation, and knocks his fucking lights out. But we'll see what B has to say about this one.
Ready?
What do you got? B, you love Jared, don't you?
Let's see. So Jared Vanderera, since the Contender Series, has had 6 fights. He's had 6 fights since the Contender Series. Since this man's officially been signed to the company after his win against Harry Huntsucker, Jesus Christ, talk about the worst last name in the universe. This man has gone 1-5. 1-5 is Jared Vanderera since signing to the UFC. His one win is against Justin Tafa. He's lost to everybody else. This man wrestled Harry Huntsucker to win.
Yep.
Since that loss, this man has not wrestled at all. He beat Justin Tafa on the feet by outpointing him in the striking department.
It made me sick.
This man is from Team Quest. It's like as if this man's the reincarnation of Sam Alvey. Like, dudes don't believe in using their wrestling and just want to go out there to stand and bang with people. What's wrong with you?
It's called
He's
stupid.
going to continue.
Jared has some of the worst fight IQ you could ever see, B.
Seriously. And I don't see how you go any other way than picking Waldo Cortez Acosta in this one.
Oh, I love
Acosta's Acosta's been.
Everybody needs to just fucking bet their house on our shit because when me and Mr. B agree, it's a wrap.
Bruh, Waldo's been boxing before he came to the States. This man was boxing in DR. He came up here in the States.
I'm almost positive that a left hook catches Jared's fucking jaw.
I'm sure of it too. That boy Acosta got some hands, man. For a heavyweight, he got hands. And it's not about big power. He mixes up his power. From what I've seen, he mixes up his power. He's pretty polished in the striking department. Good footwork. Can defend the takedowns pretty well for himself. He's not gonna worry much about a takedown attempt from Vanderaa because as we just said, Vandera's fight IQ is, and he's gonna get pieced up every time he's gonna try to initiate going in the inside. That man Acosta's gonna piece him up.
Yeah,
he's gonna piece. I think Acosta could get a finish. Yeah, I'll go that far. I think Acosta could get a finish here.
That's exactly.
We're gonna take Waldo. Yeah, we're gonna take Waldo. Where's Waldo? Beating up Jared Vanderaa.
Hey, you fucking 90s kids, where's Waldo was a badass motherfucking book. You was always, hey, don't even lie, you motherfuckers are looking for Waldo, even though you weren't even thinking you were too cool. So we're going with the Waldo Cortez Acosta. The TKO KO I was looking at is -105. And so -105 is close to the 210 to the -210. So I'm like, I don't think we're getting a lot of value, so it's almost worth getting the money line. But unless we want to just do the 105. You see what I mean? I feel like he's smacked. I feel like this is going under. So I'm going with the instincts. I'm throwing down $105, -105, throwing down 1.05 units on Acosta by TKO KO because I feel like he does the damn thing versus Jared. This dude is a mean mofo.
Yeah, man.
So
we'll take that.
Yep. So that'll be another bet. The next fight of the night is the co-main event. B, since it's the co-main event, I'm gonna have you jump into it first. It is Tim Means takes on Max Griffin.
Yes, my guy, man. Old school Dirty Bird Tim Means.
Dirty Bird?
Man. Yes, sir, man. And Tim Means is here, man. He's here to play. He's coming out here to play today, tomorrow, man. Tim Means the Dirty Bird, 38 years old, 6'2" with the 75-inch reach, out of Wilburton, Oklahoma, man. Currently riding a 1-fight losing streak. But he's out of NHB Fit. Long time gym out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Used to be somewhat hand in hand with Jackson Wink at one point, somewhat, but kind of switched up over the years. But yeah, man, Tim Means, boy. Hold up. Gotcha. Okay, there you go. Come on. Okay. Whoa. I pressed the wrong
internet hates sometimes.
I know, man. Hold on. Well, because I pressed and it put. Okay, I got it.
This week's been good. Last week the internet was vicious.
All right, there you go. I'm good now. Okay. So, yeah, his last fight out, he lost to Kevin Holland. That was back in June. He got caught with a Darce choke round 2. Other than that, man, he got that unanimous decision win against Nicholas Dalby, which was a really good fight there. Kind of outworked Dalby a little bit on the inside there. A couple takedowns. Dalby was tagging him up quite a bit. Man likes messy fights. Mike Perry was another messy fight back there in 2020. Perry was messing him up, but he got the takedown. Starpoli, as we mentioned before. Why is Starpoli even in the UFC? God bless, we don't know. But he lost to Daniel Rodriguez. He beat Alves, but he lost to Price. He beat Ricky Rainey, but then he lost to Sergio Moraes and Bilal Muhammad, both by split decision. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Tim Means old school, nasty Muay Thai practitioner, nasty elbows in the inside. That's a dude that once he hurts you, he pours it on, man. But he also has a really good. He also has pretty good jujitsu, but we don't really see it as much. But we see a lot of his takedown attempts, and he's pretty big for a welterweight, man. But he's going up against Max Griffin, who's 18-9. Payne Max Griffin, 36 years old, 5'11", 76-inch reach, out of Sacramento, California, represent MMA Gold Fight Team. He lost his last fight against Neil Magny. Highly debatable. You could have said he won, or you could have said he lost. Even the UFC paid him his win bonus because of the decision. That tells you a lot. He beat Carlos Condit before that. Kenan Song, he knocked that dude out in round 1. Ramiz Brahimaj, he beat that dude up, but then he had a 2-fight losing skid to Oliveira and Morono. He beat Zalim Imadayev, but then he had a skid too. Bruh. Payne's had some robberies, and he's had some close fights where he just was there, and due to bad decisions or something that he took his eye off of, he lost the fight. Payne's riding a 3-fight win streak before that loss against Magny, and even then he looked pretty fucking good, you know? Improved a lot in his striking, and you know his wrestling has always been pretty good, but he's improved a lot with his hands, man. And we know that if he got the fast start, Tim Means usually has a slow start. So you know if he gets, Max Griffin could go in there and just blast him out early, finish him and go home, But it's one of those fights where it could get really dirty. If Max ain't taking Tim out in the first round, he gets real ugly real quick. And shit, I want to say Max could get this done, but if Max can't get this done out in the first round, Tim Means is gonna come out there and beat that man up in the second and third. Mix up the takedowns, just get inside and beat him up on the clinch. Is one of those types of fights where you don't know, is Griffin's wave going to be the thing to help him get through and win this fight? Or is Tim Means going to pull out the old toolbox and show him what's what? This is the fight where I say my brain says Max Griffin, my heart says Tim Means.
That's a weird
one. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not even bettable for me because I have a rule. I like the veteran versus the newcomer, so that would mean I would like Tim Means, and I kind of do like Tim Means here. I don't like who has Max Griffin beat that I care about. Carlos Condit, don't give one fuck about anymore. Kenan Song, don't care. Ramiz Brahimov, I mean that's whatever. But then you get into losses: Neil Magny, Alex Oliveira, Alex Morano. We're talking about Tim Means has been here forever. Odds makers have Tim Means at a plus 160, negative 190 comeback for Max Payne Griffin. Other than the fact that Max is younger, that a little bit, that I feel like he's got less miles on his tank, but he's going to be a little bit outsized. I feel like the Tim Means has more skills. It's just very hard for me to pick Max here. So I'm gonna go Tim Means unless he just absolute shit shows B, which I can't see him doing that as such a veteran. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
But with that said, the next fight of the night is the main event. 5 rounds. Calvin Kattar takes on Arnold motherfucking Allen. The United States goes to war with the UK. And Arnold Allen is 18-1. He calls himself Almighty Allen. He is 28 years old, 5'8", with a 70-inch reach on an 11-fight win streak, fighting out of Folkestone, England. He last took on Dan Hooker, and he beat by punches and knees and elbows round 1. Sadiq Yusuf, unanimous decision. Nick Lentz, Gilbert Melendez, Jordan Rinaldi, Mads Burnell, Makwan Americani. I mean, this dude's been absolutely trucking. A member of TriStar, absolutely amazing when it comes to his jiu-jitsu, his cardio, his IQ. I definitely like Arnold Allen a lot. He's a purple belt in BJJ. And then we will jump into his opponent. He's taking on Calvin Kattar, who's got some of the best boxing that there is at that weight class, 23-6, 34 years old, 5'11", with a 72-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight losing streak, though. He last took on Josh Emmett, and he lost a split decision. Giga Chickadezi won unanimous. Max Holloway lost unanimous, got pieced the fuck up. Dan Ige, he beat Jeremy Stevens. A beat he lost to. Pretty much only lost to powerful savages with striking with a lot of volume, with some kind of wrestling. Arnold Allen, another dude with wrestling, jiu-jitsu, decent striking. I can't say it's as good as Calvin Kattar's is. Calvin Kattar is a negative 105 underdog plus a negative 115 for Arnold Almighty Allen. Man. I don't like the damage that Calvin Kattar is taking to his nose. I don't like the fact that he can bleed so easily. I don't like that it's 5 rounds. I like the size advantage for Calvin Kattar. I like his boxing. I like that if he can get his game off, that he should be able to do this thing. I'm going to be picking Calvin Kattar here, but it's going to be very wary and very scary. I'm not betting it. I think the size, the skill advantage, a little bit of experience, but Arnold Allen's a bad motherfucker. I'm going Calvin Kattar, though, for the main event. What do you say?
Ooh, I'm taking Arnold, man. I'm taking Arnold Allen, man.
There you go.
And it's the same reason.
What up, Justin?
That yo. It's the same reason. All the reasons you have for Calvin, some of those is why I'm picking Arnold Allen. This is going to be a very tough fight for both guys. I think more so for Allen because Allen got to prove himself here. That's exactly the thing.
Yeah.
Allen, this is going to be first time Allen main events a card. You know what I mean? First time he main events a card. A lot of pressure. He's fought some names, but he's going up against one of the top 10 guys in the division. Arnold Allen's been pretty good so far in his climb up the featherweight rankings, up the featherweight division. The guy is pretty strategic with his high-level fight IQ, but with the high-level fight IQ, he's a pretty strong kid, pretty strong guy, pretty big guy for the featherweight division. Output's not that high, man. When you're looking at the stats on this fight, the striking differential is pretty low compared to Calvin Kattar almost. He doesn't absorb that many strikes though, and that's one of the things I kind of like in this fight. He hasn't absorbed a lot of damage. He hasn't taken a lot of those strikes. But then again, you got to think about the competition between Allen and Kattar, and the fact that Kattar fought Max Holloway, and a lot of those strikes absorbed probably alone was from the damn Max Holloway fight. So you gotta put that in consideration. Yeah,
I mean, what is it? You know what? It doesn't even. Kattar absorbs more per minute than Allen by a lot. Allen's at a 2.22. I think it's at 7 point something.
Yeah, and that's mainly off of the last couple of fights Kattar's had.
Yeah,
that's the thing that's ugly about it.
I agree.
So, yeah, but Kattar's a tough SOB, man. Out of the Massachusetts streets, you know what I mean? Boston, Mass.
And dudes are tough. B loves his Boston motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That dude is as game will get. You know, so I'm looking forward to that. The Southpaw Orthodox, Kattar being Orthodox, and our boy here, Allen being Southpaw. I think he's going to be looking for some of those opportunities that
Holloway fucked up Kattar's numbers big time.
Yes, he did.
He beat the fucking piss out of that boy.
Hell yeah, man. I think Allen's going to look for some of those openings that Emmett found in his last fight, where, you know, the left hand was pretty critical in that fight. The power punching was big time in that fight against Kattar, where Kattar might have outlanded him on, you know, behind the points and landed the better, you know what I mean, the better shots. Freaking Emmett landed the powerful shots. So I'm thinking Allen's going to probably do that too, but Allen doesn't have a high-level output, but he knows how to land the necessary strikes. He fights more economically, I'll say, than Kattar, but you got to disrupt a lot of shit, and Allen works on disrupting rhythm. And for a boxer like Kattar, you got to disrupt that man's rhythm. Take him on and force him to reset just so he could beat him up. He's going to try to get the rhythm, stop him, and I think he's strong enough to get the takedowns or muscle him up against the cage to get things done to disrupt that rhythm. That said, I am taking Allen. This will not be an easy fight unless it ends up turning that way, but I am taking Allen. Kattar is going to give him a run for his money, though.
It's funny you say that. I mean, like, I like Allen too, and so I like him in general. He's a good fighter, a good kid, good fight IQ, and just it's the size and the experience that I'm having a hard time believing in. But his IQ could come up with that. The size really doesn't mean nothing. I've seen that in the past, so this is why I'm not betting it. I thought about betting Calvin Kattar, but I actually think that Arnold Allen is a great fight IQ fighter in MMA. So with that said, man, that's UFC Vegas 63, which is Calvin Kattar takes on Arnold Allen. Those are the bets for Cope's Corner. I appreciate every single one of you guys being here. With that, so we had a giveaway last week that only 2 of you motherfuckers jumped into. So it's pretty easy. We're gonna do a little. I'm gonna pop it up, do a little random wheel generator, and we will bust this out for the fans that actually did it. Only Kick Your Bass and Ezra, I believe Mentalist 420, and one of my boys, Herb, the only 2 that entered in properly. And so with that said, fucking great odds for them to win the live resin pen from Melon Tree. So let's roll. One of the 2 is going to win it, and we'll see what they do. Oh, it looks like Ezra's going to win this motherfucker. So the live resin pen goes to Ezra. I believe that's Herb. And make sure that you comment and tell me where you want it to be and who's it to. Appreciate you guys supporting the show and making it everything that it is. Until next time, B, you want to shout out your Twitter handle and your OK Live so people know.
Oh, sure, man. Yep. Catch me on Twitter, Mr. B at Mr. B MISTERB 1986 on Twitter. You catch me there. Drop a DM or something like that. I drop combat sports news, random thoughts. I've been dropping some movie reviews recently. But other than that, man, if not, catch me on OK Live during the weekends. OK Live is the same joint. Same thing. Mr. B. I have a picture of Norma Dumont as my profile pic. So have that. Oh,
yeah, we thought
the Silver Paul fights this weekend too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We'll give you a little bonus coverage on this. Jake Paul takes on Anderson Silva.
Yeah, right.
Man, I obviously I want to pick Anderson Silva. I want to say Anderson Silva is going to win. I want to say that he's going to do the damn thing, but I don't. What the fuck's this like? Oh, he's been knocked out twice in camp, and then the weird news. There's about 13 pay-per-view buys period for the whole card. I don't even know what's going to happen. Everything's so shady. I don't trust anything when it comes to politics or Hollywood or YouTube. And I work for Hollywood because I know how shady it could be. So it's like, man, you could see easily that Jake Paul could slip fucking Anderson Silva enough money to just have a little fucking sparring session, and then the judges give him a fucking decision at the end. So I want to say Anderson Silva, and you bet your whole life on it, but nothing is what it seems in life. So because of that, Jake Paul's probably going to win the most piss poor decision you've ever seen. Don't care. It's all square. I'm going to be VPN and streaming the motherfucker, even if I watch it. I just don't give a fuck. I wouldn't pay money to see Anderson Silva right now, let alone Jake Paul. So, that just is what it is. But B, do you have anything to say about that bout?
Damn, man. Shit. I don't know. It's a weird thing. That news, that little piece of information that came out was very awkward. And people are saying like, oh, what is it? That he got knocked out. He got knocked out twice during sparring. Then they said no, it's a knockdown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the hell to make of it. It's very weird when you put out info like that. You know what I mean? If you have an interview to come on and say some shit like that, be like, nah, it wasn't knockdowns, it was knockouts. But then they did test him and they say he was cleared and okay. But then we don't really know, man. This shit is just so weird, bro.
It
But
is.
along with that, there are some fights on here that are okay. The prelim card is not bad. Who else you got? You got Chris Avia that's gonna be boxing on here, which is pretty good.
Nate Diaz, boy.
Yeah. Who's it? And Uriah Hall versus Le'Veon Bell is gonna be on here too. The former boxer, the former football
Football
player,
player.
running back,
Yeah.
the running back turned boxer who knocked out Adrian Peterson just a while ago. Yeah, he's gonna be boxing Uriah Hall, former tough runner-up, finalist. There you go, and middleweight standout. A couple wins here and there, big wins against Gegard Mousasi and whatnot. But yeah, man. Other than that, the rest of the card seems to be okay. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I'll tune into it and we'll see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. We'll probably watch it, and then you have Bellator that should be somewhat exciting, but Bellator does the worst.
Bellator.
They do the worst advertising and the worst promotions in the whole fucking world. It's crazy that we barely know that there's a Bellator event.
Yes,
Scott Coker, it's like Scott Coker, just pay a couple motherfuckers who are on Twitter all the time to post the thing, bro. Like we could use the money.
yeah, man.
You could use the fucking free advertising. You guys are all you're really not very smart. None of the motherfuckers that run the big show. It's like they're so old, archaic, slow. It's fucking, it is what it is. But with that said, man, hopefully next week we have a little bit better luck on our bets. We usually do. If Peter Yan came through, then it'd be a little bit different. But transparent as could be, cannot wait for this weekend's UFC. There should be some good bouts. I appreciate you being here with my man, Mr. B, as always, shooting the shit. And until next week, until next time, let's fucking roll and let's cash those